What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. How we doing today, Casino?
Feeling pretty swole, buddy. I've been eating a lot of my protein past couple days. It's been great. I had two chicken sausages with some egg whites this morning, some yogurt. Feel good. Feel good. Hit the gym early this morning. It was leg day.
Bam.
Yeah. You sound so much better, by the way.
I know. I apologize to everybody for Monday's episode. I listened back to it and my voice was more rough than I thought it was on the show.
Oh, yeah.
On the show, I thought it was rough. So at least now I can put together full sentences. I will still probably have to mute myself multiple times during this podcast where I cough up a lung, but at least I finally have somewhat of a voice back. Yesterday, I completely lost it. This morning, I would say probably like 60% of it back. So, with that being said, Casino, are we ready? We got a jam-packed show today. Are
Yeah.
we ready to dive into the picks?
Let's dive into the picks. Let's go. Do you want to start fantasy or dive into the picks?
Let's. You know what? We could do fantasy first.
Let's roll
do
fantasy.
Fantasy.
I like it.
How's your fantasy
So
team?
I just have the one team this year, the one that I'm commissioning. I'm 2-0, love it. My wife's 2-0, don't love that. But I'm playing. There's four of us that are 2-0 right now, and I play the guy that is projected to kick my booty, and this is not going to be fun. But so we'll see how this week goes. My wife did just make the first trade of the season, which was good. So essentially, what she was trading. She had somebody propose because the other person wanted Kraft, the tight end for Green Bay, and just sent my wife awful trades. And I told her I'm not going to help her. I was just like, hey, it's obviously she wants Kraft. Now, if you don't like those trades, you need to go into your roster, figure out what you need. She needed a quarterback, and figure out what you want to do. So the person that she's trading with has 4 quarterbacks on her team, which is just crazy.
because you do the 2 quarterback league.
I do the OP spot.
Yeah.
And my wife had 3 tight ends, and she's got Warren. She had Warren, or she has Warren. She has Ertz, and she had Kraft. So I was like, figure out what you want to do there. You don't need 3 tight ends. You need a quarterback. That's what I was saying in my mind. I'm not telling her what to do. So she actually got that trade. So here was the trade. This is what I was trying to call you. I wanted to see what you thought of this. So she was proposed multiple things for Kraft. They were all just absolute garbage. So here, I'm going to get into it. So she was proposed she was proposed Kraft to get rid of Kraft for Kareem Hunt and Chris Olave for the Saints. And the other one was Kraft for Olave and Rashad.
It's Olave.
Olave. See, I don't care about the Saints. Kraft for Rashad White and Olave. And
you also didn't say that name right. It's Rashid Rice.
Yeah,
can you pronounce one of their names?
No, it's not hockey. See, when it gets to hockey, I can pronounce those horrible names, but I can't do it with football when it's easy. Anyway, but I was like, I'm glad she didn't do that. So she ended up making the trade. She got rid of Kraft, and she got rid of Justice Hill, the running back, the running back for the Ravens, and she gets Olave, and she got Matt Stafford, which is huge.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, I like the other person. The other person really needed a tight end, so that was a pretty good trade. I think my wife might come out on top of this one, considering her quarterbacks were Lawrence and Justin Fields, and he's out. So she needed something. But that I just wanted to get into that because that was the first trade in my fantasy. I'm still doing good. I don't need to get rid of anybody. I am a little worried though that a couple of my players are somewhat injury riddled. You got Goddard, who's always questionable. He always will be. Worthy still coming up. I can go put Aaron Jones though on IR, which is nice. But yeah, so far I'm feeling pretty good about my league. I think I have really good chances to at least get my money back, which is funny. I'm the commissioner. I've already spent the money that everybody sent me. So I just don't make anything. But that's the shitty thing about being commissioner, right? You get the money, you spend it, and then when you win, you're like, where's my worse than
Yeah, so as far as mine goes, Casino, and I'm gonna put this on the screen,
gonna-
this is how I won last
this
week.
is great.
I won 131.48 to
Oh
130.60.
man, yeah, you're right.
And
Walker saved you.
dude, what not only Walker saved me, McCaffrey had a great game after my two-star wide receivers shit the bed in Drake London and Brian Thomas Jr. But what really saved me, and you can see I took the
Was
picture at the end of the
Eckler getting
game.
hurt?
Well, not Eckler. It was I was going into Monday night ahead by 9 or no, I was ahead by I think 11 points. And then the only guy he had in the Monday night games was Jacoby Myers. So Jacoby Myers, I think only gave him like 8 point something when he was projected to beat me by like 5 points.
I mean,
So
I had
Jacoby
Myers.
Myers shitting the
He
bed.
did enough just to help me get over the hump.
Not enough
But
for this buddy. But he got yeah, he was projected to get 14. He got 9.80. So
whew,
if he literally would have had one more catch, I would have lost by what? Like
yeah,
point
you have a
12.
wide receiver problem, buddy.
But see, I don't. I have good wide receivers. I got Drake London, I got Brian Thomas Jr., I got Zay Flowers, I got McMillan from the
Should have played
Panthers.
Flowers.
I played all of them. Everybody I just said I played. And I played who is it? I played the two that underperformed
Hmm.
over I also have Michael Pittman Jr. It's
Oh
just
yeah, another.
everybody this week just did nothing
Oh,
for the wide
fantasy.
receivers.
And speaking of
So
Eckler, that's so sucky, dude. Blowing your Achilles, like any
I
player
know.
that blows their Achilles, like even when Rogers did it, I hated that. I just
You hate seeing anybody get hurt.
well,
Even if it's somebody you
it's
like.
I mean,
It's
hurt
awful.
to a certain point, I'm like, okay, they're gonna be fine. Like, okay, they strain their quad or whatever. Popping your Achilles tendon, oh, I
Yeah.
I was I ran back in my earlier days and I played soccer my whole life. Like running is really important to me, even though I don't do it that much anymore. But it is still really important to me. I enjoy that. And just even thinking about snapping an Achilles tendon,
Ugh.
just ugh.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. But yeah, so there's our fantasy freak off update,
Are
casino.
you also undefeated though?
I am 2-0. And
Let's go.
this week, I don't know what's going on with my opponent, but
By
just from the projection, I'm projected to beat him by 30 points. So and he
Nice.
has
I'm
nobody
expected to
injured.
lose by 20, but that's just because the guy I'm playing, all his players have been going off and but the first 2 weeks. I don't expect that to keep up. By the way, I mean, you're going with the classic blind guy McSqueezy from The
I do.
Office. Great reference. You always have that.
Thank
But
you.
I really like the other guys, Kittle and
Kittle him.
Bits.
And then it's a picture of
It,
George Kittle, but as a
it's a
dog.
dog.
That's good.
That's really good.
Let's see if I
Kittle and
got
Bits. That's
any
really good.
I got some good names in my league. I have How I Met Calf Your Mother. That's good. That's good. I got Kittles and Bits, and yeah, that's it for good names.
What's
But
that? Yeah, mine. I just put mine as this is my league, and I use the little referee guy being all angry. I didn't know what to do this year, but the one that I'm playing this week, this has always been his name for all of his fantasy sports and fantasy racing that he does. Is bearded for her pleasure. It's
that's funny.
fantastic. And this one makes me laugh. A friend who is a Panthers fan, so they have the keep pounding is their thing, and hers is keep pounding Pikachu. There's no there's no comma, and that makes me laugh every single time. Um, and
Ugh.
then here's another the other one. I mean, you have Glizzy Gobblers. That's played out. Anything with Glizzy, but only Sam's. That's pretty funny. His name's Sam, which I find pretty great. But yeah, the best one in my league is by far bearded for her pleasure. My wife's is okay. It's ponytail tight, mind right. She was going for more of that classic, I'm gonna kick your butt kind of feel. But yeah. But with that, while BJ is trying to figure out how to breathe right now, let's now get into our picks for week 3 coming up. Let's start off with our Thursday night football. Thursday, September 18th. We have the Dolphins going the long trek all the way up into Buffalo. This is the over under for this is 50 and a half, and 40 of those are going to be done by the Bills. So, yeah, the Bills are favored by 11 and a half in this game.
Whew.
I'm obviously picking the Bills. I know you're going to be picking the Bills. You have the MVP, reigning MVP in Josh Allen, and even though he didn't have the best game last week, they got it done. James Cook showed up and was just like, "Oh yeah, you need me to do something. I got you." So this team is, as you said when we went over last week, that Cook doesn't even have like the Bills don't have to have a great game offensively to still blow teams out.
Yeah,
And
Josh
they're
Allen doesn't
going
have to do everything now.
yeah, they're gonna go against the Bills or go against the Dolphins this week and just absolutely fillet a fish.
But what are you doing right now, Casino?
What am I doing right now?
Are you previewing a game? Are you
Yeah.
previewing an ugly game? Are we
Oh,
doing ugly games
sorry.
first?
You started coughing.
Because
Again,
yeah,
you have
I
all the stuff
started
over
dying.
there. So, okay. Yes, we're doing the uglies. We're doing uglies first. We're going to
Okay.
go ugly. So let's
Well,
get to
in
the
that
good,
case,
the bad, and the ugly.
oh, if I had that ready, that would have been good. Here
The
we
good,
go.
the bad, the ugly.
It's also the good, the
Good mid.
mid, and the
See, I
ugly.
don't even know.
It's
I'm
but
sorry.
I promise everybody video. There you go. He's riding a bucking bronco right there. Uh
Is that the
week 3.
Wyoming Cowboys
I
logo?
don't it is the stock image on Canva that I then made shake. But so week 3, the good, the mid, the ugly. As always, Casino, we start with the ugly. Nothing uglier than a Thursday night game with one of the worst teams in the league and one of the best teams of the league. The real question on this is, do you think it's going to be a blowout?
Oh, absolutely. This is my blowout of the week. Hands
Ooh,
down,
starting off early.
starting off early. Hands down. Like the Bills are going to absolutely annihilate. Normally, they probably wouldn't care to run up the score on a team, but this is an in division rival. They don't care for the Dolphins, and they're going to want to make an absolute statement out of them of just to say, hey, fuck you. We're going to come in and kill you.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll say it exactly like that.
Yeah.
And
This pod ain't
uh,
PC. Let's go. PG.
uh,
I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm all over the
PG.
place.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
when we talk about our picks, Casino, going into week 3, you have won 24 because both week 1 and week 2, you won 12 games.
Yeah.
You however, you did get your blowout of the week wrong. You almost had it with the Ravens if the Lions Bears game didn't happen. Ravens would have been next.
That's
And
fair.
then your upset pick, you actually picked the Jaguars to beat the Bengals. That did not happen.
No, it did not.
Uh Again, it was close.
So how did you do?
I got 10 wins, or no, I'm sorry, I got 11. So week 1 and week 2, you got 12, I got 11. There's a 2-game difference between us heading into week 3.
Got it.
So, my upset pick was worse than yours. I picked Jets Bills. So we saw how that happened. Even with
Yeah.
Josh Allen out of the game, they still destroy him. But as we head into week 3, you are 2 games ahead. However, this first Thursday night game, it is ugly and we're both picking the Bills. I think this game is going to be awful. It's either going to be a blowout or just one of those games that's
So this
like
is not your blowout of the week.
meandering. No. I think it's going to be a one-score game, kind of like Bills or
You're
kind of like
wild, bro.
Patriots. But again, just because it's Thursday. If this was a Sunday game, this is blowout all day. Thursday games are never blowouts. They're
I'm
always
looking at all
weird.
these games. There's
There's
only
a lot.
there's only one potential other game that could be a blowout.
I mean, we'll see. We'll get to it.
I like
Uh,
a lot of these games. I think a lot of these games are going to be fairly close.
Yeah. Let's get to the next ugly game, Casino, which also, again, my favorite phrase is sneaky. A lot of sneaky good games this week.
Yeah.
I really
There'll be
do think
a lot of mid games this week.
I do think so because again, I think the only other ugly game this week, actually, I think there's 2.
Yeah.
I think is it Jets Buccaneers for you? Because I think this is my
Mhm.
potential blowout of the week.
Yes, that's one of the 2 that I was also thinking that is gonna fit down here in the ugly category because I think Bucks will absolutely destroy the Jets. I like what Baker Baker doing what he did, everybody's gonna love him back in Tampa. Like they already do, but like man, the roars that he is going to get in that stadium after what he just did, like there's no gonna not gonna be any other feeling. Like coming home after a road win on a comeback win. He's done it twice now on the road. So this is their their home opener for the season. This crowd is gonna go absolutely ballistic when he hits the field. Just
Yeah.
absolutely nuts because I mean he's led his team twice now for comeback victories.
Well,
That's gonna this there's gonna be so much going in this game. I like your pick as upset pick of the week or not upset blowout of the
blow up.
week.
Yeah.
And I like Baker. I think they're gonna go 3-0. I know the Falcons are right on their tail and they are starting to impress us, but
Well,
Bucks look
also,
good.
if we're doing MVP voting by week 3, I really think right now it's between Mayfield and Herbert.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I think those are the 2 that are
I
AFC,
mean
NFC.
it's yes, if you take out Lamar and you take out Allen, because they both played well in those their first 2 games as well. So, like, you just kinda have to put those 2 in there
Yeah,
with
just
them.
new blood, just some
Just
new blood.
yeah. So, if you add the 2 new bloods going into that discussion for MVP is definitely Baker and is definitely Herbert.
Also, again, if my team's not gonna be in the Super Bowl, which my team's also 2-0, but if they're not gonna be in the Super Bowl, I want something new in the Super Bowl. If we have
Uh,
to sit through, I swear to God, if the Super Bowl this year is Chiefs 49ers again, I'm going to blow my brains
Dude,
out
there's
live
no
on this
way there's gonna be the
podcast.
49ers. They're looking good. Yes, they're most likely gonna go 3-0 to start this season, but they will start to taper off. They are an injury-prone team, and regardless what I think Shanahan can do with Mac Jones, uh, just because he's an offensive guy, and Mac Jones hasn't really had that, I still struggle to see this team going on a tear and beating these better teams that are in the NFC. It's just
Well,
not
yeah.
going to happen.
No, I don't think either of those teams are Super Bowl teams, but also based on last week's game, if it's Eagles Chiefs again, I don't want to watch that matchup anymore. Like that game was one of the most boring games I've ever seen, and that's coming from an Eagles fan who won the game. Like that
Yeah.
game was a snooze fest. The Chiefs
I
are
would
not
love to
fun to watch.
take Rams, Bucks, Packers on that
Even
side.
Rams, I don't want to see in the Super Bowl again.
Okay,
We've
that's
seen
fair.
it. Give me new teams. Give me new teams if my
Okay,
team's not
let's
in it.
go. Let's all right. Packers, Bucks, or Ravens, Bills.
Yeah, I would
Any
love
combination
any combination of those.
that sounds
Obviously,
fun.
if my team's out of it, bias aside, take my team out of it. I'd love any combination of that. But as far as this game, you know what? F it, casino. I said F it. I will put this as my blowout of the week. Looking at the other games, you're right. There's not a lot of contenders. I'm picking, especially with Justin Fields out, Tyreek Taylor or Tyreek, not Tyreek,
Look at
Tyrod
you being so
Taylor.
good with names.
Tyrod Taylor again might be an improvement for this offense. I just don't think this Jets team will have the juice to keep up with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Even though, again, the Tampa Bay Bucks, when you watch it, their defense I thought they were good against the on Monday night against the Texans, but that Texans offense is so bad that it made the Buccaneers defense, in my opinion, look much better than they actually are. They're 15th right now in the league. Again, that's enough to win the Super Bowl because you have to be 16 or higher, but they're right
Yeah.
on the fringe for me as a
I mean,
good defense.
that's fair. That's totally fair. But when you have a quarterback that can prove, and he's already proven that he can come back and win games, he doesn't get flustered. That's in a couple extra points right there. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah. So our first 2 ugly games are the 2 blowouts of the week, according to both of us. We're both picking Bucks. We're both picking Bills on Thursday night. Next up, I think the only game that is still ugly, and mostly it's because it's going to be the only one at that time slot. I think it's Chiefs Giants. I think that's an ugly
Really,
game. What
I
other
think that's
game would you say it's ugly?
Seattle Saints.
Okay. So do you you want okay, you know what? We can put Chiefs Giants mid. Let's go. I agree with you. Let's go Saints
I
Seahawks.
mean, just from what I saw with Russ last week, and the Chiefs, this is new territory for them. This is new territory for them, right? So Mahomes in his career, we'll get to it, but he hasn't lost 3 games in a row. And this is the first time that he's done that. And then also, This is the second time since 2014 this team has started off 0-2. They're flustered. I mean, if you
Yeah.
have Mr. Diva or Mr. Swift over there throwing tantrums on the sideline the way he is in game 2,
Yeah,
dude, that's not good. But we'll get to that.
I agree.
But yeah, so Seattle Saints, I'm going to go Seattle on this one just because they're at home. I don't think they're going to blow them out. This has actually got the lowest, tied for the lowest over under for the week with Vikings Bengals and also Packers Browns at 41.5. I think it's going to be easily the under. This is going to be a very slow game in my opinion. It's going to be sloppy and I don't like it, but Seattle I think is going to get the victory. That 12th man is going to pull forward and get their victory for
Yeah, I just don't see any path to victory for the Saints, even though Spencer Rattler, again, 65% completion percentage on the season, 3
Not bad.
touchdowns,
I mean, for
no
what he's got.
interceptions. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. A Saints team that I agree with you will be 0-3 after this week because again, Seattle is one of the hardest places to play in the league, especially when you're a young and inexperienced coach and team, which the Saints have. So I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks, but again, I think much like the other Saints games, I think this will be a one-score game, probably going into the fourth. So
that's
the
fair.
Saints are feisty.
I don't
Uh,
agree with the 7.5 for Seattle.
no, I would take the Saints with the points all day. But
Yeah,
again, I'm awful at betting, so don't listen to me.
right. And then so let's
Uh,
move over to your one that you want to keep down in the ugly. Let's go
Well,
Chiefs
we can even
Giants.
go move to the mids casino.
We'll
Ugly
do
mid, we'll
fair
put it
enough.
on the fence.
Put
This
it
is
on the
half
fence.
half ugly, half mid. Kansas City Chiefs 0-2, Giants 0-2. Again, weird matchup. Weird that this game, even before the start of the season, was on Sunday Night Football. Why is this a primetime game?
It's
Uh
because Russ is over there. That's why.
Well, it's also because they just want the Chiefs, much like the Cowboys, on every single primetime game they can get. So, like you said, for the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career, he's lost 3 games in a row, if you're counting the Super Bowl from last year, which we do. He's lost twice to the Eagles, once to the Chargers. But again, Eagles, very good team last year. Obviously, the best team in the league because they won the Super Bowl. Eagles and Chargers undefeated this year, both of those teams. If they lose to the 0-2 Giants, then I think you start hitting the panic button. Like this is panic mode if you all
Yo,
of a sudden are
100%.
0-3.
And I see your point. They're still the Chiefs, right? And they could still put up points but we've talked about this Giants defense being fairly good, right? Like they have the
Yes.
talent. They have the talent to be good. Oops, sorry, my phone is kind of going crazy here. They have the talent to be good, and yes, I know Dak absolutely sliced them up last week, but I think that's just Dak playing well right now. I think he's
Mhm.
kind of pissed off with everything going on in that organization. And he obviously is friends. He's gotten paid twice by Jerry Jones, so he's trying to show some love to Jerry and being like, "Hey, you paid me twice, let me ball out for you." But with that being said, Russ had an amazing game last week. He threw for 450 yards, 450 yards. Yes, I know when to OT, so that's a little skewed, but he had the 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he threw the ball a shit ton of times. So I like this team, and I'm worried. We've talked about it. You've even said it that you're worried about the Chiefs' defense. You're worried
Yeah,
about their defense this year. If I know that the Chiefs' defense is better than the Dallas defense,
much
right?
better actually. Much better.
Right, but I still agree with you. I still think the Chiefs defense is a little skeptical. I'm not crazy on it. Especially when you're trying to rush. I think the rushing defense for the Chiefs is doing pretty good. But over the top, if Russ can have a game that he had against Dallas or even remotely close to it, this game is going to be close. And it's in New York. And the Chiefs are, again, I just think they might be demoralized. And this is not me trying to hit my mark with saying the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs, but I'm concerned for this team. I mean, this team is known for winning, right? That's their mentality. We win, we win. And you already see frustration, especially with one of their star players on the sideline going into, finishing up week 2, that's not good for your team. That's not good for morale.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
I
that worries me a lot for the Chiefs, and taking my Chiefs hatred aside, just if I was just outside looking in as a random, like, you see what's happening on that sideline, you would be nervous for that team to go in anywhere and defeat a team that is feeling pretty good about themselves despite being 0-2.
maybe the saddest thing I've ever seen from a football account casino. I don't know if you saw this, but I wanted to bring this up when we got to the Chiefs. Did you see this post that the Chiefs official Twitter posted on X, which was this one? It said, then now for everybody who can't see it, who's just listening, it is by the Chiefs official Twitter X/X post, and it said, our defense held the Eagles to their lowest offensive output since week 6 of the 2021 NFL season. Like that, like you lost that game.
Yeah,
What is to be gained from posting this? Because let me guess. The first comment says, and you still lost the game. It's a quote by Hertz that says, "We won the fucking game. Shut your ass up." The next one says, "By a Chiefs fan, we effing lost. Don't post this stupid shit, admin." Like, why? Again, you're at the point of the Chiefs season where they're bragging about holding a team
that's
to
not good.
offense.
That does not
Yeah.
look good. I mean, and here's the thing, we've already talked, yes, okay, you held them to that, right? To that stat. But, like, we aren't super high on what the Eagles are doing right now. You as an Eagles fan have told me many times, even off podcasts, that you're not too high on this team and you're nervous. Like,
Well, offensively, I'm nervous. I actually think their defense last
okay,
week
that's
is good.
I
I think
agree.
their defense is about what they were last year. They just need to get more sacks, and I think
Right.
those will come.
But
But yeah,
offensively,
their offense.
that's what's in question here right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what's in question, and we both agree. I expected Saquon to be much better than he is right now. I've also thought Jalen Hurts, with people trying to stop Saquon, like they're doing, that he would have a little more production over the top and in the air, and he's not really doing a whole. He's doing enough, but obviously to win, but he's not doing what I expect him to be doing and what he was doing in the last couple Super Bowls. So again,
Yeah, to
whoop-de-doo
get
for you, the Chiefs. So let's get back to that. Giants, Chief. This is my upset pick of the week, and I do think the Giants. I, I mean, if I'm going to go big, I'm going to go big. It's 6.5 for Chiefs. I honestly think that's a little crazy, especially with how both of these teams have started. The Giants are at least fighting, and then the Chiefs, yes, they're trying to put up a good fight, but they're also getting frustrated. You don't see that much with the Giants on the sideline. Yeah, was it losing into OT on the road against a division rival tough? Yeah, but you also took them to their brink.
That's true. No, that's true. Uh, I'm still picking the Chiefs because again, I think
That's fine.
when you look at the Chiefs, the problems with the Eagles offense is their offensive coordinator. If you, the fan, and this was my issue as an Eagles fan with the end of the Doug Peterson era, if you, as a fan who watches your team every week, know what play is coming next, so does the defensive coordinator of the other team. Right. So with
Mhm.
Doug Peterson, I remember coming on this podcast and bitching about it many times. The tight end screen was like the third play
Oh
every
god,
single time.
you hate that
I
play.
hate the tight end screen, and it was a thing that offensive identity, it just became, we're going to do the tight end screen every single time, and it would get 1 to -5 yards every single
Yeah.
time, and they would run
If
it
if
every
I
week.
typed in between our messenger chat on Facebook, if I just
Tight
typed
end
into the
screen
search bar tight
driving
end
me
screen,
fucking ugh.
it would probably take me a month to read through all of those.
I That's the play I hate it the most. Even when I see it now, I get PTSD flashbacks.
Yeah. I
But
mean, you're really funny with that on how much you hate that play is like how much my older brother absolutely loves the flea flicker. He's like, if I was an NFL coach, I would just play flea flicker every single play. Flea flicker every play.
I do think at least the flea flicker is exciting. A tight end screen even sounds boring. Flea flicker sounds fun and it is fun. Tight end screen sounds boring and is somehow worse. But the offensive identity of the Eagles right now is halfback up the middle, halfback pitch to the left or right, go route or slant route for the wide receivers. That's their entire offense. So again, the Chiefs defense knowing that, not being able to stop that and losing that game and then bragging about holding them to the lowest offensive yards since whatever that was,
It sounds like you're
2021.
talking yourself into picking the Giants.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you lose that game against the Eagles, you can say, again, same with losing that game to the Chargers in week one. You can say, oh, well, those teams are just better than us. Our top two wide receivers in Rice and Xavier Worthy are out. Like, just wait till we get them back. If you go to the 0-2 Giants with the Giants' awful defense that is currently right now ranked 32nd in the league, and you lose to the Giants, it's panic mode. So that's
Oh,
why I'm
it's beyond
saying,
panic mode. I would just write them off at that point,
yeah, there's
and
no
that's what I plan
way.
on doing, and that's what I plan on doing.
There's no way the Chiefs, if we had one of our things as a guaranteed win, there's no way the Giants beat the Chiefs. This is a guaranteed win. It's going to be Chiefs all day. And I feel very confident that I will either get 1 point on this game or you will get two. And yeah, I am going Chiefs all day. Uh, Monday's show is going to be very fun if the Chiefs lose this game because, oh my God, the sky will be falling.
I might show up with a damn kazoo or party favor or something, confetti going off.
Oh, we'll throw a party. We'll throw a party if they're 0-3 on Monday's show. Next up,
I mean,
casino.
hell, I might even have to I mean, I'm dropping my kids off over at my parents' house on Monday. Maybe we just do an in-person show because the wife and
Ooh,
I are going out that night. Maybe just be like, "Hey, you bring home Michaela, bring home the daughter. You guys do your thing and meet me. Come over, meet me off at the house. Let's go."
you know what? We will actually talk about that.
We will talk about
Uh,
that because that would be
uh,
fun in person to just get feisty. And
I
uh,
know. And it's
our
getting nice out too.
yeah, I miss our
It's only
studio. It just hasn't. My mom's been sick. The kids have been sick. They've been
we've
traveling.
been
It's
sick.
yeah.
Like,
It's nothing has lined up for us to use our studio this year, and it sucks.
yeah,
Anyway,
I do miss it.
we're starting to run a little long as per usual, and I love it. So how you doing
You know
today?
what? You can you can pick the next mid game casino.
All right. Well, let's pick the next mid game. We've already kind of talked about them. I'm calling this a mid Bears Cowboys.
I agree.
All
I
right.
agree.
Bears Cowboys, and this is in
This is a
Chicago.
this is a mid game that has the potential to be as good as the Cowboys Giants was last week.
It does, but I don't think it's going to be this. I mean, this is an absolute must win for the Bears. It's an absolute,
Uh,
and this is why
I agree.
you have a good point there that this could be the Giants Cowboys situation is, and you were just talking about and alluding to it that the Cowboys defense is bad, and this might give Caleb Williams more time to throw the football because we've already seen nothing has changed from last year. I don't trust the Bears at all. And
Yeah.
I can't do it. And Dak is playing really good over the top to his receivers. Like he's really stepping up right now and saying, "Hey, I guess I got to carry the team. I'm getting paid to carry the team. Let's go." And I mean, it that and also Bailey just absolutely crushing the ball. You know, you could trust him from 60 out from any 64 yards. He now
Dude, you could
tied.
trust him potentially from 70.
Yeah,
Like those 60 plus field goals he makes, they look good like
He
from
looks
their
so good.
75.
And you know what's crazy story about him? I don't know if you know, you maybe you do, that his wife was just like, "Oh, you could go do that." And like he didn't
Really?
yeah, so like
I did not know that.
I'll look that story up as we're talking about this and I'll talk about it. But I am Cowboys. I agree with you. This is going to be a shootout. The over under is 50.5. I think that is the tied with the highest outside of the Bills Dolphins. But again, Bills are going to get 90% of that. Oh, no. Ravens Lions, that's 52.5. So it's tied for second for the highest over under this week. And you're right, because the Cowboys defense is bad. Their pass rush is bad. This might give Caleb more time to throw the ball, but I just don't see them outscoring the Cowboys and what Dak is doing because that Bears defense has not impressed.
No. Well, when you look at the defense for both of these teams, now
Um,
again, it's only week two. The two games they played were obviously the shootout against the Giants, and then for the Bears, the blowout against the Lions. So these numbers are heavily skewed, but I still think you can take something away from them. The Cowboys are the 30th ranked defense in the league. The Bears are the 28th. So now offensively, both these guys are for the Bears, they're 15th. For the Cowboys, they're all the way up to number 3. Now, again, that number is skewed because of the Giants game that just happened. But both these defenses, I don't think you can dispute, despite it only being week 3. Both these defenses are bad. Both these defenses have no pass rush whatsoever. The Cowboys might have the worst pass rush in the entire league since they traded Micah Parsons. Now, Kenny Clark, who they got from the Packers, does have a sack in each of the first two games. So at
well,
least
and also
he isn't just
I think I was saying Bailey, Aubrey. I'm just going
Aubrey.
off of what it used to be.
Yeah. But so when it comes to the Cowboys Bears, I do think this will be a shootout. I do think both defenses are bad. I do think both offenses are much better. I am picking the Cowboys, however, because I just think I've seen their offense for at least last week be lights out. I have not seen the Bears offense be lights out. So I'm picking the Cowboys, who are going to start 2-1, but their defense, I think, is going to lose them a lot of games when they eventually start playing the big guys.
Right. So I know I was saying Bailey. That's former, and that's just like I was watching a thing about the Ravens new kicker, and everybody just kept calling him Tucker still, and I thought that was really funny. Um, but so this is the story of Brandon Aubrey, how he became an NFL kicker. I heard this on the radio. It's awesome. Rich and Cavino on the radio, Fox Sports, they're great. I love listening to them. But apparently, he became an NFL kicker after his wife's suggestion while watching a football game. He had previously pursued a soccer career and worked as a software engineer. His wife encouraged him to pursue kicking, coupled with his natural leg talent as a former professional soccer player led him to train with a kicking coach. After two successful seasons in the USFL, Aubrey signed by the Dallas Cowboys, and that's how he became the Dallas Cowboys kicker. Is his
That's
wife is sitting on the couch going, "You could do that." Praise
it's
her.
it's also insane that more what is it, more college and NFL, but especially college, don't just go to the soccer field and just be like, all right, who's got the best leg on the team? Like, let's see if we can poach them. I
Oh,
can't believe
nice.
that's not a thing.
So in the USL, where he
USF.
played,
Yeah.
yeah, the USFL, he played for this Brigham Stallions. That was the team that I rooted for. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Is the
I like
USFL still a thing?
I don't know, but like that I always like to pick a team for any random sport, and I always but I do remember that was the team that I was a fan of, right? That I was like, I'm gonna be a fan of them just because.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool story.
That is pretty cool. And he might be the best kicker ever, question mark, what his career's done if he keeps up the pace he's going on. So we'll see. Also, hands down the best player on the Cowboys. He's single-handedly winning them games. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, he had 5 extra points that were clean that last game, right? 5, yeah, there was 5 touchdowns, 5 extra
He
points,
kicked them
and then
the one
four
to
field
go to
goals.
OT. Yeah, he kicked them the game winner and the one to take it to OT from
He's crushing it,
ridiculous lengths.
crushing it.
Our next mid casino is mostly mid because it's an NFC South matchup, but it is the Atlanta Falcons at the 0-2 Carolina Panthers. Panthers actually looked really good in that second half against the Cardinals last week. They almost stole that win. Falcons again looked okay in a win against the Vikings, but I think that game was much more on just the Vikings being bad.
Vikings being bad, JJ McCarthy not being ready for the NFL kind of situation.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, they're still getting to the quarterback. And then on a weak team, that defense, I trust the Falcons to get after a bad offensive line. And I don't trust the Panthers at all to be able to
no,
stop the Falcons from getting in there and disrupting Bryce Young, who's already thrown 3 interceptions. He's 4 TDs, 3 interceptions. He's not doing well. I know Penix is not wowing outside of that first week against the Bucks where he was pretty great. Um, that game, I I think Bijan Robinson has a game this week. I think Penix has a game this week, and I think they're going to disrupt the Panthers so bad that I mean this is a mid game, I guess, but eh,
Yeah,
eh,
that's what mid is, where you just go, I'm kind of interested in
yeah,
it, but
eh. I'm
it's not
interested
ugly,
in
it's
it
not
just
good.
because I you're thinking of the Panthers. I love that your picks for teams that were going to be feisty this year are just crapping the bed so hard.
Yeah, they are 1-5. They are one and
Wonderful.
five at the moment. So,
But I'm in the I said the Falcons weren't going to be as good as they were last year or as feisty as they were last year, regardless how I felt about Penix going into the season, which was high. I just didn't think the rest of the team, besides Penix and Robinson, will do much. But that defense is impressing me. Again, they still need to play some tougher teams. The Bucks are good. They put that, they went all the way the distance with that one. But yeah, I think the Falcons can absolutely mop the floor with the Panthers, and I think that's what's going to happen.
I don't think it'll be a floor mopping, but I do think the matchup to watch is Bryce Young against that Falcons passing defense, because right now the Falcons have the second best passing defense in the
Oh
league.
yeah.
Now, again, that might be because they played the Saints uh, this week, and then last week they played against the Vikings. So, I think those are
Well,
like
I mean, a lot came against the Vikings because I mean, Rattler, he's
he
as
was
you
good in that
said,
game. He was
he's
good in
he's
that game.
doing okay. He's trying to do as much as he can with that opportunity that he's getting.
Yeah.
So,
And honestly, he doesn't look bad. He's impressed me. But the Panthers, again, like you said, Bryce Young throws a lot of interceptions. The Falcons have the best pass defense. I think more interceptions will be thrown in this game. Michael Penix, again, he hasn't been bad. That week one game was really impressive with what he did with his legs. I would like to see him kind of put up some touchdowns, especially to Drake London, who's on my team. But yeah, Bijan Robinson might be the best running back in the league this
dude,
year. That was he went number
how he
1 in
started
fantasy
off
for a
that
reason.
game was just insane. It was just like, oh, 40-yard run, oh, 30-yard run, and they're already in red zone.
Yeah. And
Oh,
also, if the Bijan Robinson might be the thing that Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley aren't, which is the best receiving back in the league,
hmm.
because Derrick Henry's not that. Saquon Barkley's always
You
had
know who
trouble
he
with that.
reminds me a lot of, just going off of my team was James White. I thought James White was always Bijan is a better back than what James White was, in my opinion. But as you're talking about the whole receiving back, like that's what he reminds me of because James White was a hell of a receiving back, and I won a, I did really well in fantasy for picking him up a lot. So I do like what Bijan can do as a receiving running back, and he looks good. This is going to be fun.
Honestly, he reminds me of like prime Alvin Kamara. That's what
Oh,
he
that's
really
fair.
reminds me of.
Yeah.
He looks like him, same division, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we're both going Falcons on this one. Uh yeah, what was the last game we talked about? It was Chiefs, right?
So we did Chiefs. We've done Cowboys, Bears.
Oh,
We
Cowboys
did,
Bears, that's what it
yeah.
was. Okay, next up casino, pick the mid.
Ooh, mid. Let's go to mine. Let's go to mine. Steelers,
Yeah.
Patriots. I have that at, did you have that higher?
It was borderline. It was
Yeah.
borderline.
So what this is going to be a good game. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. I am excited for it. A lot of these 10 o'clock games are going to be fun to watch. I'm still going to put this as a mid just because you need to see more from the Pats. And then the Steelers had a second game, right? So I think the Patriots are coming up with what they did. And I think the Steelers are kind of going down after what they did week one. This will be fun. Pitt's supposed to win by a game and a half. I think this is going to be a very energetic game, and these teams need to prove themselves. The Patriots need to keep proving themselves, and the Steelers need to say, "Hey, week two was an anomaly. Look what we can really do." But yeah, I mean, I already said it on the TikTok. I'm gonna go Steelers on this one because this going into the season, this was a game that I marked that the Patriots lose.
Yep.
That was just one that I was gonna have. I thought they would beat the Raiders, but this was a game that I thought the Patriots would lose. But I also highlighted out of one of two games that I do have the Patriots losing, right? This year that they could possibly win. And I think they've nailed it. I think they've nailed it. Pitt 1.5. So the Patriots are expected to lose, but they could win this game. So I'm going to go Steelers on this one. I'm going to stick to what I wrote down, or honestly, it's what my older brother wrote down, and he sent out that piece of paper and did the wins and losses, and he had the Patriots at an 11-win team, and I was like, okay, let's throw one more loss in there somewhere. But this was one of the games that I circled that he had as a game that we lost that we could potentially win. So
Yeah. You know whose defense is bad? The Patriots. You know
I
whose
know.
defense is worse? The Steelers. You know whose offense is mid? The Patriots. You know whose offense is more mid? The Steelers. So for that reason alone, Casino, I am going with the Patriots. I'm picking
It's
your team
honestly
when
just
you are
over the
not.
top. It's the secondary, and it's because we have some banged up players in the secondary. Their run defense is doing just fine. It's man, if they can just disrupt Rodgers enough so he can't find the connections over the top, the Patriots can win this game.
Well, also, everybody was losing their mind in that week one Rodgers game. We came on here and said this could be potentially what he is all season, but it's most likely that it's an anomaly.
Because he's
So,
only had a handful of those type of games in his career.
yeah. And we saw last week, again, that game kind of got out of hand by a muffed punt, not really by Rodgers, but it's not like he had them in the game till the end. He threw two interceptions. One of them wasn't his fault. But yeah, I just think again, Drake May, he's been sneaky good this season, even though these games have been ugly.
Well,
But
he's a decent quarterback, and that's the issue is they need to get the whole team around him because he's shown that he can handle things, but he
yeah.
needs he needs a better team. He's not a Tom Brady. He can't win games by himself. He needs some better players.
Well, also, I think when you get a Mike Vrabel coach team, for the offense to be humming and the defense to be one of the worst in the league, that's surprising to me. I know it's only week one, or I know it's only year one of the Vrabel Patriots tenure, but still, for that Patriots defense to be that bad this 2 weeks
Again,
into the
it's the
season, he's
secondary
got
that's
to turn it
banged.
around.
It's the secondary that's banged up, and is if they can get that part figured out, I think this team is going to be just fine and kind of be on that road of where I projected them, which is a fringe playoff team. And I do have them making the playoffs, so they just
Yeah.
need to get that part of their game. Again, that first game, I watched every second of it. I watched every second of both games, right? But it's the over the top third and 20s or the long yardage that the other team completes because there's miscommunication on that secondary. So
Well,
they need to
also,
figure that out.
we
They need to
talked
figure it out.
we talked fantasy. This might be a sneaky DK Metcalf game. This
It could
might
be.
be a
Oh, I
good
mean,
one.
I don't even think it's that sneaky. I think DK Metcalf can have an extraordinary game. It's is we'll see if the Patriots can disrupt with their pass rush Rodgers enough, but we'll see. We'll see. That's why I'm picking the Steelers on this.
Next mid game casino, and this one on paper looks ugly, but I think when you dive deeper into it, is a mid. That is the 2-0 Green Bay Packers at the 0-2 Cleveland Browns. I think this is mid for the simple point that we're going to see Jordan Love for the first time this season actually against a good defense. Obviously,
A pretty decent defense. Yes.
yes. They are so decent, in fact, that they're the number one defense in the league currently, which is the Cleveland Browns. So that's why I'm into this game. I think this will be potentially a defensive battle.
Which they're the number one defense.
They are.
How? They barely how? How?
They
They barely
have,
they barely beat the Bengals
yeah.
and then they got blown out by the Ravens.
Yeah, because they're only allowing 191 yards a game. It's average casino. Average to blowout. And they again, you forget that Browns Bengals game, Joe Burrow had like 110 yards. So it averages out. It averages out. But again, even in that blowout, that was only a blowout the second half. The first half that was very close, and then all of a sudden, what is it? Joe Flacco just started throwing up interceptions to anybody on the Ravens who wanted it. So again, I think this is potentially a blowout. I'm picking the Packers to win without question,
Yeah, I'm picking the
but
Packers.
I think again that offensive battle of love against this Jim Swartz Browns defense that is currently, I don't think for long, but is currently the number one defense in the league. I think will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, but yeah, that defense is just going to go after Father Time, aka right now Joe Flacco,
Yeah,
and they're
I
going to pressure him too hard. So
I think
Packers, easy call.
if you're a defense, you want to play guys like Flacco who are just statues in the pocket that you can just tee off on. And like you said, Father Time might have caught up to him. But next up, Casino, you got a mid in mind or
Um, no, actually, you know what? Yeah, I think the last of the afternoon games, you got the Niners Cardinals, and I call this mid. I know they're both 2-0, but you have Murray, who we're not super hyped on, and then you got a backup quarterback with Mac Jones, who did play well in game two, but I don't know. I just feel like yes, right now this will be for the division, so you could teeter on this as mid to uh, good, but I would still put this in the mid category. And that's just solely based on you have the backup quarterback and then Kyler Murray, who's beat two easier teams.
yeah, I was gonna put this in good, but it being in mid means nothing.
It's
I
right
this
there
will
on
not be the hill I die on. Yeah.
it's right there on the fringe for me. But
The only reason I was going to put it good is because it's a division matchup against two 2-0 teams. And again, Mac Jones did look good last week. He honestly had probably a better game than Purdy had week 1.
yeah, but I
So,
mean, out of that time slot, out of those four games, I mean, this would be the game that I watch third. I won't watch any of the Seahawks Saints game. This would be third. I'm more interested in what the Cowboys and Bears can do, and I'm also more interested in Broncos Chargers. And again, it's crazy for me to say that because these are both 2-0 teams. This is to see who's top of the division. I'm just not. I'm not personally. I'm not super jazzed about the game.
oh no. When you're not jazzed about something, I mean,
I mean, I
no.
love. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love my jazz hands, but
Next
uh,
up, Casino, and I agree. Or actually, who you picking in this one? You pick the
oh,
Cardinals.
you're gonna pick the Cardinals. I'm gonna pick the Niners in this. I think Mac Jones is gonna figure it out with Shanahan. I liked Mac Jones. Truly, I did. I don't think he was the worst quarterback the Patriots have had as of late. Um, but I just he needed a better and more stable offensive minded coach. And so being down there and not having the pressures being the starter, I think is going to help him. I mean, he is starting now, but he went in as not being having to be the guy. He didn't have all the chirp, 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 chirp. What's going to happen with him and the Niners? So he got to lay it cool and just kind of ease his way into this offense a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Let's bring it back up again. The Haters Hanger Casino. We got two 2-0 teams. We got two 0-2 teams, and we got two 1-1 teams. So really, we got the full spectrum of the NFL in this one. And we are in the haters hangar with the Cardinals. However, I do think they go 3-0. I am
That's
picking the
fine.
Cardinals to beat the Niners in San Francisco. Again, that defense for the Cardinals, it's worse than I thought it would be. They can still get pressure. Mac Jones, again, will he be a 1 week wonder? Will he be figured out this week? I don't know. But I'm picking the Cardinals. I'm not confident about this pick. Next up, let's go mid. I think this is the game that mid was should just put a picture of this game, and that is 2-0 Bengals at Vikings 1-1. That's the definition of a mid game. You got two backup quarterbacks in it. You got what is it? The return of Carson Wentz. You have Jake Browning stepping in for uh an injured Joe Burrow for this team to potentially go 3-0. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go Vikings on this one, and it's because they're at home. I have more faith in Wentz than I do JJ McCarthy. Because the pieces are there for the Vikings. The pieces are really there. So I just think JJ McCarthy might not be the guy. That just might be the situation. I know Carson Wentz isn't the best quarterback in the league, and you've seen him bounce from team to team and not do so well since his tenure over with the your team, the Eagles. I'm going to go Vikings on this. I know Browning had a pretty good outing and he was able to win them that game, but I can't see this Bengals defense stopping a veteran quarterback who has played in this league a long time with Carson Wentz coming in there. I just don't see them being able to basically stop a a quarterback that's been there before. That's pretty much my only way I'm going off of this.
Yeah, I don't think what is it? I do think that when it comes to JJ McCarthy, obviously we were rooting for him, but so far we've seen him play 2 games.
Yeah.
We've seen him look good in 1 of 8 quarters.
Yeah.
The other 7 quarters, he looked downright abysmal. The
Yeah.
numbers say he was abysmal. Now again, he's a rookie. He's only played in 2 games, already injured again. What if we just see a repeat of last year where all of a sudden Wentz is playing the Darnold role and he just comes in there, is rehabilitated, and then kind of lights up the
I
league?
mean, that's a very big possibility. And I'm in going over now over the flip side with the Bengals, like they played the Browns. And so what I'm saying, where I'm getting at is you you had teams that basically lost themselves. You have an old timer, right? So you had the old timer with the Browns, you had Flacco, and then when you play the Jaguars, you're playing Trevor Lawrence, who we've known to blow games, right? So now you're getting into a quarterback that I feel is not as old as Joe Flacco, and he's still got a little bit more going for him, and he's not a turnover machine and game blowing guy like Trevor Lawrence is.
Or is he? Or is he?
I think he's has some
Yeah.
time to figure it out sitting on the bench. Okay,
Well, also, I think this
I'm trying to
also
justify my pick here. Okay, Vikings over Cincinnati.
Yeah, I just think honestly, I
Uh,
would take the Vikings defense over the Bengals defense. I think that's what it comes down to. Kevin O'Connor, great offensive minded head coach. I think this is the exact spot you want to be if you are someone like Carson Wentz or last year with Sam Darnold, just a guy that can get in there, put the game plan around what you do good and kind of mold you into, I guess, the potential that you were supposed to be. Like
mm,
Carson Wentz again, second quarterback, second pick in the draft a couple years ago. So he's got the talent. This could be a repeat of Sam Darnold. I will be watching this game because I will be very interested to see what
so
Carson Wentz
many
looks
good,
like.
interesting games on
Yeah.
the 10 o'clock.
And I am changing my pick from the TikTok. I went with Bengals, but you convinced me. I convinced myself. I'm going Vikings Casino. I want to see the Wentz experience. He led my team to their first Super Bowl ever. I want nothing but success for him. Him being traded honestly kind of led my team to their second Super Bowl too. So he's responsible for both Eagles Super Bowls. He was on the bench in both. Uh yeah, I want nothing but success for Carson Wentz, and I'm picking the Vikings. I'm picking the Vikings. Next up, Casino. We're still in mid
Yep.
territory. Uh
Colts, Titans.
Colts Titans. Again, this is mid because you want to see if the Colts can keep being this juggernaut who is now throwing or now has an offense that is averaging 445 yards a game, which is insane.
Dude, Indiana Jones, man. Oh, it's so
Well,
great.
also, you look at what this Colts team is, you look at what especially this offense is. It is the offense that the Eagles had when they went to the Chiefs Super Bowl the first time, which was led by Shane Steichen, who is the Colts head coach, Daniel Jones, and what is it, Jalen Hurts. I don't think they have the same mentality when it comes to winning. They have a lot of the same skill set when it comes to a guy who runs, maybe his arm's not the strongest, stand in the pocket if nothing's there, bail and try to get a first down. Like they're very similar quarterbacks in terms of play style. So I think him fitting into the Shane Steichen's offense isn't surprising. I think what is surprising is not only is he fitting into it, but he's fitting into it so well where now they have the second best offense in the league.
I mean, Warren. is everything Gronkowski said he was going to be. He's looked absolutely phenomenal. And then uh running back, why am I blanking? We
Jonathan
talked
Taylor.
Thank you, Taylor. Um, he looks great, dude. He's not skipping a beat. I mean, that's been their guy, right? And he's showing why he can't be the guy. And now he's got help. Now he's got help. They've got a competent quarterback. Again, it's organizations for me that you just don't want to go to. And the Giants are one, the Jets are one, the Browns are one, Cincinnati, Bears. When you can get a quarterback out of a shitty situation and put him somewhere that works for
With a
him,
competent head coach who understands
this
offense.
they can shine. And I think that that's why I had Daniel Jones as one of my picks, that he is going to have a successful season in Indy. And I'm so glad I picked that. I'm so glad that he's just absolutely crushing it, because I felt like him and Barkley both needed fresh start somewhere for the longest time. And it was just that organization that has not been good since they beat the Patriots back with Eli, that they needed something else on that team, or they
Yeah.
needed something else. They needed away from that team. So I'm really excited for the Colts. I do think they get this victory. I don't think it's going to be close. It's only 4.5 for the Colts, which is kind of mind blowing to me because the Titans are so bad, that I think the Colts just absolutely dominate this game. And even if it looks close, it's one of those games that may look close, but it's not going to be close because the Colts are just going to have their way and methodically just take this team out.
Well, it's also very funny how
Indiana
the
Jones.
well, it's also very funny how the two Giants players that were arguably the best players on their team outside of Malik Neighbors left that team, and now both of them are flourishing. The Giants are 0-2. So that just goes to show your take on organizations, like how much that matters, how much coaching matters,
Mhm.
how much the behind the scenes stuff we never really talk about matters. And when it comes to this team, or in this game specifically, I know I'm all blurry. I
I'll
like
squint.
the I like the Titans. I kind of like what I've seen from them defensively.
Mm.
They're worse than they were last year. Offensively, I think Cam Ward has it. He just has no weapons whatsoever. And the Colts, I think, again, when you look at the Colts across the board, from Jones to Taylor to Warren to Pittman to Pierce, they just have B plus across the board. Like
Oh, yeah.
everybody is just B plus or higher. And I think honestly, in the league where you look at a team
I mean,
like it's,
that's how you wanna run your fantasy team, right?
yeah,
Like,
just
because
B
if you have
plus
a
is,
couple A players and then you have just D to F players, it's not gonna win you games. Like, if you just have a really well-rounded team and a good enough, dude, that's the Colts all day.
and again, you look at the Titans offense specifically, they don't have anybody. Again, I think you take Ward out of this because he's a rookie.
Mhm.
Outside of Calvin Ridley, I don't think they have a C plus player on their entire offense. That
Yeah, and
goes
they paid a
offensive
fortune for him.
line.
I'm so glad the Patriots did not spend the money.
I know, to get Calvin Ridley. Yeah. I mean, he's still their leading receiver and really
Oh,
the
no,
only
you froze.
weapon. Oh, we're here. But
There we go.
really, he's their only weapon on that team. And again,
Yeah.
B maybe, but
Yeah, and what I
C,
was saying is I'm so glad the Patriots, because they were in the running for him, I'm so glad they did not pay him that money. Ugh.
dude, a real sliding doors moment was before or after Hurts, I think, rookie season. That's when Russell Wilson was going, one of his options was to go to the Eagles, and I guess they made him an offer and he turned him down. So imagine if they would have benched Hurts behind Russell Wilson, and how different the last couple of years would have looked
Oh, yeah.
for just that signing. I mean, you could do the same thing with, what if the Dolphins signed Drew Brees instead of the Saints, and all
Yeah,
those.
it's all those things. It's all those things.
All right, last couple games here, Casino,
Where are we?
before we get out of here. We're all over the map. We talked Falcons, Panthers, blah blah
I
blah.
honestly don't know where
Cowboys.
we've left off. I'm trying to look at all this and I'm like, what have we not talked about?
We have not talked about the 1-1 Raiders at the 1-1 Commanders. I think a mid game, or a mid Yeah, a mid game because Jaden Daniels potentially is not playing in this game. He has a, I guess, lingering knee injury, which again, we said when he was coming into the league, he is a small guy, he's a skinny guy. Are injuries going to be a factor? He avoided them, but even though he took some awful, awful hits year one, already 2 weeks into week two, and he is what is it? Already banged up. I don't know, Casino. I want to pick the Raiders on this game.
And I'm
I
going to pick the Raiders. I think Geno Smith has been slinging the ball just fine, and I
minus
mean,
those three interceptions in the fourth quarter.
okay, 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 but he can, and you know what? I am gonna take the Raiders in this. I think they're a good team. Also, to help my psyche with the Patriots losing to them. Uh, so let's go Raiders.
I am picking the Raiders solely for the fact that when you read up on this Jaden Daniels injury, which I have been all morning, it sounds a lot worse than they're trying to make it out to be.
We got another RG3 situation here.
Well, I just think again when you read it, it's always like, oh well, he didn't practice Wednesday. Like they're being very cautious with him. So I don't see how now maybe if this was still the Dan Snyder Redskins, they'd just be like you said, with RG3, like, oh well, we're paying you, get out there. Now that they have a better organization and frankly a better head coach in Dan Quinn, I think by tomorrow, Friday at the latest, we're going to learn that he's sitting out this game.
Yeah.
So it'll be Mariota. I trust Geno Smith more than Mariota. And again, I think a lot of the issues and things with this Commanders team, with this defense, with how old they are, a lot of that is masked behind Jaden Daniels being
Mhm.
as good as he is. So the second he's taken out of the equation, I don't think this team is even nearly half of what they will be. So
No,
I agree with you. I'm going Raiders Casino.
you got it. So I think that's it for the mid. We talked Bucks Jet, right?
I just in case, let me
No,
look
we
at
did.
my yeah, we did. That was the second game. I
All right.
said blowout.
So yeah, so looks like we just have all of our top games now. We have the good games, and a lot of these games could have been fridge good games. But let's get into it. Let's start off with the morning game, your game. We got the Rams Eagles on Fox. This is going to be a good one. What's your take?
This will be the first game of the season where I return to the Eagles bar because I didn't want to go to the Chiefs Eagles for the Eagles bar because last time I watched the Chiefs Eagles game in that bar, you were there, they lost. So last time I watched a Rams Eagles game in that bar, they won. It was the NFC divisional round.
You
Now,
didn't go
again,
watch the Super Bowl there?
no,
I just
because
figured you did.
because the last time I did, they lost. I couldn't do it. I couldn't
Fair. No,
jinx
that's
it.
fair. That's fair.
Uh yeah, you
I
haven't worn a
mean,
jersey since they lost.
yeah.
So you get where I'm coming
I
from.
had a I wasn't able to wear anything that I wore the Raiders day on opening day on the second game. I literally wore in a completely different outfit, all the way down to my
Yeah.
socks. Socks
Yeah.
were different.
Now again, when we talk
I just can't wait for the time of year where I've worn every piece of my Patriot clothing and they've lost in everything, and then now I could just roam
watch the
around in
games
filth.
naked.
Just
Yeah.
watch. No, I mean, yeah, but just roam around in filth.
Uh now my hmm,
All right, I'll make it easier for you. I'm picking Rams on this one, and I'm going to say that because I've not been impressed with the Eagles this year so far. I do want them to win. I want the Eagles to win solely on the fact is that was one of my reasons I said they were going to win and go undefeated until the Super Bowl and lose. And then I did not have the Rams and picking. I have Seattle winning that division is what I picked because I thought the back issue for the Stafford was going to be more than it is currently, and I wanted the Rams event or before I picked the Seahawks, the Rams were going to be my pick. So essentially, I wanted it to play out how I wanted it to play out. I want the Rams to lose. I want the Eagles to win, but the Rams are going to win this game. The Eagles are going to lose this game. It's just sad.
So I am doing reverse jinx on this
I
one.
try to stall you some time.
Yeah, I'm doing reverse jinx on this game. It worked wonders last week against the Chiefs, where the Eagles won that game. Now, this, by all accounts, the Rams should win this game because this is a revenge game. Not everybody forgets the Eagles didn't just beat them in the divisional round. The Eagles destroyed them during the regular season, where Saquon Barkley almost had 300 rushing yards in the regular season game and then ran all over them again in the divisional game. So I think fantasy wise, you are starting Saquon Barkley and hoping he gets the ball 25 times for over 200 yards in this game. It's happened the last two games these Ram teams have played. Again, the Rams defense this year, uh, they're fourth in total defense. And that is mostly due to the fact that their last two games have been against the Texans and the Titans. So again, everybody is riding the Rams bandwagon, and everybody says the Eagles do not look good this season. The Rams, again, have played the Titans and the Texans. And in one of those games, week one, they won 9-14 against the Texans. The Eagles have played the Cowboys, who, again, they held to 20 points when last week we saw them put up almost 50, and they beat the Chiefs last week. So, my issue again is the play calling more than the play of Hurts or Barkley. The play
Tight end
calling is
screen. Tight end screen.
it's basically that. I've already said it. It's slant, it's go route. For running back, it's pitch to the left or right or up the middle. That's it. That's their entire offense. With Goddard out,
Well,
Calcutta, the
he's
backup tight end.
questionable. He might play.
I hope he does because when he's
I
out,
hope he does too.
when he is out, Grant Calcutta, the backup tight end, is maybe the worst run blocking tight end in the league, which really messes up when you're a run heavy, run first team. When
Yeah.
your tight end is just letting, in this game, it's going to be verse completely wreck your game. So, again, I think the Rams are being overhyped. I think the Eagles are being underhyped. And I think we kind of just see what we did last week with the Chiefs, which is just an ugly game, kind of one in the trenches. I am picking the Rams for the revenge game for that very reason, but
And the reverse jinx.
but obviously the most point is for the reverse jinx. I think Eagles can win this game if Barkley gets on track. Again, Hurts has played two pretty good weeks against, again, last week, a defense that was blitzing him on
Hey,
80% of his
oh,
dropbacks.
it's like every play.
Yeah. So, and even in that game, again, he's still completing almost 80% of his passes, which last week he threw 25 times. It's not like he's only throwing 10 passes a game.
Right.
So, I think this offense will eventually figure it out. I think it's going to take a couple more weeks. Again, everybody, we're in week 2 heading into week 3. Most of these teams have not played their starters in the preseason. We're technically in preseason week 3.
Yeah.
Like, just view it as
We'll
that.
figure this
Week
out.
5. So I'm
And yet
going
we still have a
reverse
lot to
jinx.
say.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What's the next one, Casino?
Because I think there's only one game left, right? No, there's two. You got Broncos, Chargers.
Yes.
Let's do that. Ah,
1-1
man,
Broncos traveling to 2-0 Chargers, even though I feel like in this game, there is going to be a lot of Broncos fans in SoFi Stadium.
this is
A
gonna
lot of Broncos fans.
this is the game I'm going to have my eyes glued to during the afternoon games. Just
I think honestly,
absolutely
this is the
glued
only
to.
afternoon game worth watching unless you're really into Cardinals 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, you do have Cowboys Bears, but anyway, this is going to be great. I really thought, and I still do think the Broncos will turn this around and have a better season than the Chiefs. But I was thinking the Broncos had a better defense than what they're showing. I did think the Broncos, Bo Nix was going to be able to figure it out with Sean Payton. And again, this is early. You just said it. This is like preseason, but god damn, do those Chargers look good.
They do. They really
Those
do.
Chargers look good. The Chargers are finally playing in these first 2 weeks how we thought they would be playing the last 3, 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And they are finally putting it together. I love it. I want to see an absolute just blow for blow back and forth between these two teams. I want to see just drives absolutely just demolished by defenses. And then I want to see drives where the defenses can't do any. I want to just see an insanely fun football game where you don't know what's happening. And I think this game is going to deliver that. I really do. I think there's going to be some series, offensive and defensively for both teams, where every single all 6 parts of this game, you have, the offense, defense for each team and the special teams for each team. I think there'll be wonderful play or series by every single unit in this game.
Yeah, no,
I think every unit for both teams will have some sort of we did good on that moment.
yeah. And again, what is it? Week 1 against the Chiefs. That's the best game I've ever seen Justin Herbert play.
So good.
He would be probably in contention, if not the MVP, if the season ended today. It'd be between him and Mayfield, most likely. But Bo Nix, again, 67% completion percentage. He has 4 touchdowns on the season. He does, however, have 3 interceptions. Herbert has 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. This Chargers defense is good. Right now, they're 7th in the league. The Broncos are 12th in the league after running into the juggernaut Colts. So, again, I think if you're the Chargers, you look at what the Colts did last week and say, we're basically the Colts, like
We can do
offensively,
this. Yeah.
we can do that pretty easily. And I think if you're the Broncos, you're going, if we avoid turnovers, we can compete with the Chargers the same way the Chiefs did, and maybe it swings the other direction.
Yeah.
But again, I
I'm
think
going Chargers in LA.
I'm going the Chargers too, even though I don't think them being home matters because they are the only team in the league next to the Jaguars that have no home field advantage. So
That's
I
so
just think
true.
they're used to just
I mean,
never
Vegas is
having home
pretty I
field
mean,
advantage.
Vegas is we got a good amount of Raiders fans that come here. A lot of people travel from California to come here just for Raider games. Like, there's a lot of season ticket holders that still live in California that come out here. That's the
Yeah.
Raider diehard. But I've been to a couple Raiders games, and there's still a lot of the opposing team because it's Vegas. People want to come to Vegas. It's the same way with the Golden Knights. You go, there's a shit ton of Golden Knights fans, but you can hear those other like those other fans, like they are present. So yeah,
Yeah.
Chargers. All right, we're starting to run way long.
Well,
My
we got
mom,
the
or
last game here
yeah,
to
my
see
wife is about to get here, so let's get to that game. Ravens Lions.
Monday night football. Finally, a good Monday
Good
night
one.
football
Finally,
game.
a good Monday night football game.
Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, 1-1, 1-1. Honestly, can't believe both these teams are 1-1, especially with we've seen the best game the Lions will play all season and probably the worst game they will play all season, and it's only week 3. The Ravens, on the other hand, again, lose by 1 point to
See,
the Bills.
again, it's we say that they're 1-1, but week 1, both of these teams played Super Bowl contenders and possibly even what is
A
gonna
Super Bowl
be in
matchup.
the
Yeah.
Super Bowl matchup. I mean,
Mhm.
the Packers defense is absolutely legit. I know the Bears defense isn't that great, but I mean, anytime you put up 50 or more points on an NFL team, that's more than just a defense being bad. That means your offense is also clicking. So you
Yeah.
have that. And again, yeah, that game was won, and then you had it could have gone either way. The Ravens won that game against the Bills. The Bills just literally was just like, all right, last minute, let's just heroically win this game somehow by the grit of our fucking teeth. So both of these teams being 1-1, it it's crazy to look at, but in my mind, like these are two 2-0 teams mentally. Like these two,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
they are really good teams. They just their first week, they played Super Bowl contenders that they will most likely see in the playoffs in
yeah.
some way, right?
Well, the Packers, obviously the Lions will definitely see further in the season because they're in the same division, but the also you have to put Goff, you have to put Lamar Jackson in that MVP talk we talked about
Both
with Baker and
all day.
Herbert. Lamar Jackson 6 touchdowns,
You know,
0
we
interceptions.
know that Goff struggles in the playoffs, right? Like, he plays well, but not enough good enough to go and win the goddamn championship. That was his issue
Well, you
in,
could say the same thing with Lamar.
oh, yeah, I know. I'm just saying on that one side. So, I'm not too worried about either one of these teams. I think both of these teams will crush it. I don't know if the Lions will get a number 1 seed, and I think that the Ravens lost the number 1 seed when they lost to the Bills.
Yep,
So, with that, like, that was those were 2 amazing first games of the
they
year. Like,
were.
those were so much fun. So, I'm going to go Ravens on this one, and again, that's the Lions are just playing some tough games out the gate, right? Like,
Well,
that
they
is
were the
just
number 1 seed last year. Like,
so that I mean, it sucks to suck, but, they'll settle in. They
we
will
also
win.
need to have a real conversation about the Bills' schedule. Like, compared to all these other Super Bowl contenders, the
Well, you
Bills'
can't fault them
schedule,
for being in the AFC East, first
I
off.
I know, but even they're, like, playing the Saints, and they're playing, like, some of the worst teams in the league week after week. It's again, you look at
Well,
the
and you know what?
Ravens'
That's
schedule.
fine. You know what? That's fine because then they're just not prepared in the playoffs and then they lose like they typically do. Ravens are going to go to the Super Bowl and win the thing. So,
That's true. I mean, we
kaboom,
both picked the Ravens to go to the
kaboom.
Super Bowl. We're
Uh,
both picking the Ravens in this Monday Night Football
I
matchup.
am. I
I'm
am.
picking the Ravens as well. There we have it. This week, Casino, your 2-point lead hangs in the balance on these two teams, the New York Football Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, led by Mac Jones. Those are your two teams that, if you win those two games, you will be up 4 on me. If you lose those two
Well, also, I
games,
went Steelers, you and Pats.
oh, that's right. So Steelers. So the your chances of winning this week rest on the shoulders of Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Mac Jones.
I like one of those.
I like my odds.
I like one of those quarterbacks, and
uh,
and it's solely because I felt like he got screwed over here in New England. Well, there in New England, but here in my
Also,
heart.
in the Steelers Patriots game, is that an upset pick to pick the Patriots? Are the Steelers
If
favored
you
in
want
that
to,
game?
sure, yeah. I mean, technically, Steelers are 1.5 favorites. That is technically an upset.
Yeah, I don't think I have any big upsets other than that. Uh yeah, so that's going to be my upset pick of the week. My blowout pick of the week is Bucks against Jets. Yours is Thursday night's game, Bills against the Dolphins. Your upset pick is obviously Giants over Chiefs. And then what did we
We're
best game.
worst.
What is our best game of the week?
Oh, best game. It's going to be Lions Ravens,
I would agree with you. So no change there. That's what I wrote for mine. Best game.
and then
I'll write
worst
it for
game.
yours.
Mm, Saints Seahawks.
Saints Seahawks. Oh, which actually I don't even have that game on here. Obviously, we're both picking Seahawks, but I didn't write it down.
Oh, you talked
Uh
about them, yeah.
yeah. So you're picking that as the worst game. I don't think that's going to be the worst game. I think worst game is going to be, let me look it up and down. I think honestly Thursday's game is going to be the worst game. So I'm picking Bills Dolphins on that one. So there you have it. Best game. We both think it's going to be the Monday night game. Worst game. I think it's going to be Thursday night. Casino thinks it's going to be Seahawks
But it's funny
Saints.
that you say Thursday night when you have this game being a one-score game. Pick a
But
lane,
I
bud.
just, but
Pick a
again, I
lane, bud.
just think it's going to be
Pick
just
a lane, bud.
boring to watch.
Pick a lane, bud. I
Eagles
all
Chiefs
right.
was one score.
Fair
That game
enough.
was boring as
Fair
shit.
enough. I do have homework for you. I know me giving you homework for the podcast. I love the nickname Indiana Jones. I love it.
It's great.
I need you to do homework and I'm going to do the same. We got to figure out our favorite nicknames in the NFL,
Well,
past and present.
how about just in sports? Can we go favorite nicknames
Ooh.
in sports? I'm writing that down.
Okay, favorite nickname in sports. This is gonna be this one's gonna actually I'm gonna have to sit down. I'm gonna have to
That's
sit
what
down.
I'm
I know
saying.
what I'm doing tonight when I'm laying in bed. I know what I'm doing.
All right. So Monday we will be back. We'll do our list off of our top 10 favorite nicknames
You
in
might be
sports.
back on Friday, right? You might do the show?
I I will be on Friday and I will be unveiling the first ever Only Sports podcast power rankings.
Got it. If
So
I can make it,
Casino
I will be here. I'll do my absolute darndest.
will
So,
also, if you can make it or you can't make it, I just need you to send it to me because I'm going to combine ours
my power ranking,
into
got
one
it.
power ranking.
Power
So
rankings like these guns that I've been working on. I mean,
bam. There you go. Look at all that protein. Look at
Well,
all that white meat.
I will say, I know that doesn't look impressive to a lot of people, but I had no arm muscle my entire life. I've always been a soccer player, a runner. I got legs for days, legs for days. I've never had upper body strength. I have shoulders now.
I know.
It's weird.
You used to look like a pudding cup. Now you're looking like now you're looking like a popsicle. Just hard,
Let's
hard
go.
and white. This has been the Only Sports Podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there, the pudding boy himself. We
And
will
my son
see
is
you.
yelling dad from his crib. We
There
gotta
you go.
go.
We'll see you. I'll see you Friday. Maybe Casino will be there. We'll both see you Monday to talk about week 3 of the NFL. Adios.
Adios.